Alright, so now, because I'm a thief and I've stolen money and I've stolen now clothing, first, money with the Big Bang Theory, and secondly, money with Caroline and Max, the diner duets. Here's what's going to happen when it comes to Tilly's clothing, the Salvation Army clothing, and Once Upon a Child clothing. They began as donation centers for those who passed away so that those who were of financial deficit could still afford clothing to wear. It began with good intentions. However, because there are a lot of people that have gone into bankruptcy and they can't even afford a $2.99 shirt from either Talese or the Salvation Army, here's what's going to happen, seeing as I'm a thief and I stole your shirt. To whomever has been hired by Caroline and Max from the Duet Diner to attack me with consistent break and enter, even with the female child not living downstairs in the room beside me to see if the room is really empty. The Salvation Army is no longer accepting donated items. You are going to have to take the donated items to the trash yard, and those donated items will cost you $100 per sack in order to throw them out. And you must separate them according to where you are told to separate the sacks at the garbage dump. Tully's is basically Dollarama that has extended itself into an apparel store, kind of like Winners, kind of pretty much like Winners. So Tully's was never meant to stay a secondhand donated center. It was meant to expand where only new, unused, unworn clothing will be sold for the same price as the donated clothing was sold for previously because I'm a thief. And so, secondhand clothing stores and donation sites are going to be closed permanently due to this action. Anything that has been donated to the Salvation Army or to Lee's by previous donors will be taken by the Salvation Army and Talese to the junkyard and they will be thrown out accordingly. And those who have donated those items in order to use it to abuse and attack someone on purpose in any way, shape, or form, you will be charged the Bi City tax by Talese and the Salvation Army for using your donation as abuse, beginning with packing it up and the drop off process, towards all the way through the person who chose to buy your donated item. You will be charged the tax rated fee for all items that has to be discarded from Talese as well as the Salvation Army for continuing to use it to abuse one in the form of this gives you a reason to break and enter into someone's home. And if you are caught and seen dropping off any donated items, you will therefore be visited by a officer of the law at any Talese location or Salvation Army location or donation center location to ask why you did not follow the new ruling or the ruling that has been in place since January of 2026 to take your trash to the dump yard. So let me explain Salvation Army. Salvation Army is also the Dollar Tree extended, which is why the prices are as low as they are. There is no more space in order to store those type of property and earnings in the Dollar Tree, and we have no more property to expand Dollar Tree. We also have no more property to expand Dollarama. We have run out of space and we have run out of property to expand both Dollar Tree and Dollarama. And so, what we've been doing and what we've been agreeing to do before this accusation happened today. By the way, the paperwork was signed on Wednesday of this past week, and I was told that the accusation would come into play when the documentation was signed. I was told that it would happen, but I didn't realize how extravagant it would be because I had one item and not the other item. But I knew it was going to happen, and I was prepared to call 911 in regards to the situation, knowing that I've been told to remove posts from my Instagram, especially in 2021 and in 2026. And one of those posts was a pregnancy report that proved that I am a female and not a male. That child is now 6 years old, and I gave birth to that child with Russell Wilson, and her name is Adion. Adionien. That is Adion Wilson, and she is now 6 years old. And that was back in March of 2020 when I found out that I was pregnant with Adion. Actually, technically, she's five. She's five. March of 2020, when I found out that I was pregnant with Adion, and it was through a COVID sample. It was a COVID test that was sent home, and the kids got extra COVID samples, and I used one of those extra COVID samples, and that's how I found out I was pregnant with Adion in 2026 March, 2020 March. 2020 March, I found out I was pregnant with Adion. And what this has led to is 2018, when I was told I was not pregnant by one who was not Dr. Martin. It's led to Caroline and Max the Diner refusing to let females be females, especially African Americans. And this is why I'm telling African Americans, stop accepting the free gifts of white people to attack other people, because they are going to accuse you whether you commit the attack or not for taking stuff from them. They are going to accuse you for taking the free gifts from them. They are going to have you be arrested for the attack. They are going to report you for the attack. Here's why they don't want me to make the report. They want, when they make the report to the police, that I would give them credit for making the report instead of taking the credit away by making the report for myself. They want you as black people to give them the credit in making the report so that they would not have to go to court in order to report why they chose to have you make the attack towards me. Stop taking these free free gifts from white people, they are going to turn around and they are going to use it against you for committing the attack. And they are going to report you to the police, and they are going to have you as the black person be arrested, and you are the one that's going to have to report why you accepted the offer and the bribe from a white person in the first place, therefore giving the white person a reason to stay free and out of prison, putting you as the black person in prison, therefore giving the white person freedom to continue to attack other black people. So, with that being said, if need be, I will be back out. But Talese and the Salvation Army are no longer secondhand donated stores. They are an extension of Dollarama, which is Talese, and the Salvation Army is an extension of Dollar Tree's continuing growth. Thank you.